Welcome back to South for Your Mouth. Today we're going to make a German chocolate cake, a homemade one, and before we do much of telling you what's in it, I'm going to melt some. You buy this German sweet chocolate. It's German chocolate. I'm going to mix it with a half cup of water in a bowl and put it in the microwave about a minute and a half. I'll check it after a minute and start stirring it. You just want it to get melted. And then we'll come back to you, okay? Let me show it to you. See, it's blocked. A block of it. So good. Just break it up and put it in the water. You want to do it not so it won't be so very hot to put in your cake. We'll be right back.
Preheat your oven to 350. 350.
All right, I just took this out of the microwave after a minute. You can see it's beginning to melt, but it's not quite melted enough, so we're going to put it back in there for 30 seconds more. It's been a minute and 30 seconds. We're going to test it again to see if it's melted. It'll be very hot, so please don't burn yourself. Let me show this thing out of the way. Time I stir it a few times, it'll be all melted because it's just about now. You want it to cool down a little bit before you actually start your cake, though. Be back soon. While our chocolate, you can see it's melted real good. Look right here. See, it's melted. There's a few little pieces, but it's not hard or anything. It's soft. And while that's happening, you have to beat 4 egg whites. There's 4 eggs, and you got to separate them, the whites from the yellow. I'm gonna save a step so I don't have to wash my mixer. I'm gonna beat the egg whites first, put them in a bowl right here. Then we'll start our cake, okay? So now I'm just gonna separate it. Let me move that beater off so I can. There's 1 egg. You got to do 4. You can do this however you want to do it, whatever's most comfortable for you. After all, it's your cake. You can put everything I'm putting in it, or you can change it around to suit your taste. Uh-oh, dropped the yellow in there. So that means I got to fish it out. You see, I fished him out. That can happen, guys. You know, when you're cooking, anything can happen. And now I'm going to put 1 more, and we'll start it beating. In the kitchen, you just have to go with the flow, whatever happens. They say when you got lemons, make lemonade. Right?
That's right.
All right, my 4 yolks are here waiting, and in the meantime, we're gonna beat these till they form a peak, till they're firm, because later on we're gonna fold it into our batter. We're gonna turn it off just for a second to see how stiff the peaks are. See, it has formed a peak. See it? Let me get my spatula so you can see. See? I'm taking this off and I'm going to put it in a bowl for us to use later after we get our cake together. We're going to fold it into our cake once it's together. See, it won't hurt to put the cake on top of this and go ahead and use it, and that way I don't have to wash the mixer again until I'm finished with the cake. I usually didn't do it that way, but now I said, hey, that's a good idea, let's do that. So see, it's ready waiting. I'm now going to put the paddle on. I'm going to put 2 sticks of butter in the mixer. This is room temperature butter, I said it out earlier. And we're going to beat it till it's light and fluffy with the sugar. The sugar is 2 cups. 2 sticks of butter and 2 cups of sugar. All right, this is the second stick right there. You need a towel close hand. All right, this is 2 cups of sugar that I measured out. Let me get the butter beating, and then I'll add the sugar. So far, the sugar and the butter's melted, are beating together, blending, and then we'll put the 4 egg yolks one at a time. Right. This is the 3rd egg yolk, and then the 4th. Scrape the sides down real good. You want to make sure it's all incorporated. It looks pretty stiff, but it won't be that way once I add the other things to it. I'm now adding 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 whole teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. And then I'm going to slowly add this chocolate mixture to it. It's cooled down some, but I'm going to add a little bit of buttermilk. We're going to actually be putting a whole cup of buttermilk, but I'm just going to put a little dab in it so it'll be cooler. I don't want it to cook the egg yolks. Scrape it down again because you can see some of the butter has stuck to the side. And you want it all blended. By the way, my family comes on Wednesday night for a family meal, and it's Matthew's wife, Renita. You've seen her on here. It's her birthday, and we're celebrating Marissa's birthday too. Marissa's going to get apple dumplings by Bless Her Heart. She loves them. But Calvin as well likes this cake, so his birthday's next month, so I hope he'll enjoy this one this time. This is 2 cups of plain flour, plain meaning all-purpose. It has no salt or anything in it. It's just plain all-purpose. And I'm going to add it and the buttermilk alternately. And now I'm making a mess, probably. This will make 3 layers, 3 9-inch layers. But that German chocolate makes it so good, so rich tasting. Ending up with the rest of the flour. Then we'll add our egg whites to it. Look how creamy it looks. I think that's probably ready. Scrape your batter down and just get every little drop you can. Can you see how creamy it is? Now we're going to add our egg whites and fold them in. Don't beat them in, just fold them in. This will make your cake light and fluffy. You can see it, how it looks once it's folded in. I'm going to put it in between or on 3 9-inch pans. Try to divide it as much as you can equally. Just turn your little pan, get it sort of leveled out. I can tell I got a little bit more in that pan, so I'm gonna put that right here into this one. Now I'm cooking on 2 shifts in my oven because I'm cooking in a convection oven. But if you don't have a convection oven, you may want to cook 2 layers or 3 if you, and then do another one if you don't have room for it to start with. I think it's 35 minutes. I'll let you know for sure in a minute. Right here's the frosting recipe, and it covers the top and in between the layers, but I wanted extra icing so I could do the sides, so I'm doing 1 1/2 this recipes. So far I've put 2 1/4 stick of butter in here. Okay, so far I've put 2 1/4 sticks of butter, because I'm doing 1 1/2 recipes. And here is 2 and I believe it was 1/4 cup of sugar. The regular recipe calls for 1 1/2. Then I'm putting a can of canned milk. Actually, I'm putting 1 1/2 cans because I'm doing 1 1/2 recipes. And you're going to cook this until it gets golden brown and it gets thick. I've got to put the eggs in here too. I'm trying to judge a 1/2 can. And you put the eggs. I put 6 egg yolks instead of 4 because it normally calls for 4. So you want to stand here and stir it because you don't want it to burn. I think it takes about 10 to 12 minutes for it to get ready. You can see these top 2 are done. See how they're pulling away from the sides? Can you see? See, I'm gonna put them on a hot pad to cool down for about 10 minutes before I take them up. That other one looks like it might not be. See how it's sliding? It's ready. It's pulling away from the sides as well. So we're gonna let them cool 10 minutes in the pan. All right, they cooked 28 minutes. It depends on your oven. It cooked 28 minutes, but your oven may take longer, it might take a little less time. You wanna look at the icing. I've been standing here boiling it. See how it's turning amber color? I'm turning it down because it's too hot. When it gets thick enough, and the amber color real good, I'll add pecans and coconut and it'll be ready, and vanilla. You see the color that it came to be, like a golden amber color. Now you can cook it longer and it'll get darker, but I'm putting, this is I think it's a 14-ounce pack of coconut, and I'm doing 1/2 of that. And I'm gonna do 2 cups of nuts because I added more ingredients and did 1 1/2 recipes. 1, and I chopped them. Just a tad more. And I put 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And stir it up. You're gonna let it sit till it cools down before you put it on the cake, okay? Oh man, that looks good, doesn't it? Look. Oh. This has been sitting a while. See, I'm rolling it around my hand to make sure that it's come loose. And I'm gonna put the thickest piece on the bottom on this cake plate. Gotta get something to lift it with. These next two layers I'm gonna put on paper towels to cool, because I'm not gonna put it together until it's completely cooled. I love it to put together while it's hot. Do you know a slice of this while it's warm is so good? Now if you want to do an easier way, you can do it in a oblong pan and not take it up like I'm doing. Not make layers, in other words. Just lay a paper towel over it. Just turn it over and let it start to cool. When it cools down, we'll be back and put some icing on it. See how good that is? So yummy. I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but the pans that I put it in were greased and floured. You can use butter, you can use shortening. I think I did tell you, but just making sure. This is still just a little bit warm, but we can go ahead and icing it. And look at that, look at the color. Isn't that pretty? You just scoop it on there. And spread it out. I'm heavily putting it on there because I've made extra. Not a whole lot, but you know, you want enough to cover it. So there'll be some between the layers. One more little dab right there. And you know, while this is cooling, it gives you a perfect opportunity to clean up your mess. That's what I've been doing while I've been waiting. She's gonna really be surprised because she don't know that I'm doing this.
So I better not tell her tonight, huh?
You better not open your mouth. Oh, did you tell them what we're having tomorrow night?
What are we having?
Baked ham.
Oh yeah.
And fresh corn, well, cream corn and mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and green beans.
Nice.
And German chocolate cake.
German chocolate cake.
Yeah. Isn't that pretty? It's a big cake.
That's the art there, right there.
When you get to the top, just go ahead and start slowly pulling it to the side and don't spill it like I did right then. Just do a little bit at a time and then you won't spill it. Slowly but surely add it to the sides. Just a little at a time from the top. You can come back later and clean up your pan there, your container, your plate. That's the way it looks when you got your things, and I'm gonna decorate it with a few little pecans. Just go around the top, just for pretty to be pretty. And then we'll put one big old candle on it. How old was she? Do you remember?
58.
58. Okay. How old will Marissa be?
Should be 21.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
No wonder I feel old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's the finished product. I think you'll really enjoy this cake. And like I said, if you don't want to go to the trouble of making layers and putting them together, just put it in a 9x13 pan.
South for your mouth.
Enjoy.
You guys did good. She said this is.
I think they come with names.
Renita,
Oh,
right here.
Happy
Birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish.
I'll get my birthday pie. Don't worry.
Yeah, I gotta remember that.
And there's a card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Taste testing with Calvin.
No, I'm not a big coconut thing.
That was good. That was real good.
Came out nice.
The frost.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear me. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, I'm gonna try my favorite cake, and this is my birthday cake made by Mima, and it's German chocolate, homemade. Okay, it's the best. Happy birthday, Renita.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna try.